Alrighty, welcome everybody. Gonna be doing a review here on the Revenant versus Legion game here on Omaha Beach. This was a fantastic game. Constant back and forth, really good shooters. I mean, Division 1 shooters versus Division 1 shooters. As I did with a Taco and Revenant game last time, I'll go through this game in detail, point out some things that you can learn to take over to your competitive team. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the comments section and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Okay, so we have Verville-sur-Mer as the midpoint. The allies for Omaha tend to have a little bit of advantage to the middle and the south, about a 55-45 split here, and maybe like a 60-40 split on artillery battery off of the opening because of all the extra coverage that they have and just the ability to get more depth in their spawns. Verville-sur-Mer, they have this whole building complex row, which they can put their tanks in, they could build plenty of garrisons, the outposts. The Axis have a little bit more open ground on their side to the left. Up to the north tends to be a bit of a wild card, not too much being sent off the opening. This is more of just a skirmish area, at least for the beginning of the match, while both sides figure out what they're doing around the hard cap and then down to the bottom. Okay, opening looks as to how you would expect. We have artillery battery coverage from the Axis coming down here, make sure everything's okay. Down to the south here, we have the truck from the Allies coming along the hedge, and they'll be starting to skirmish over there with the infantry. Now, keep in mind that this is all out of sector. This is nothing to do with Verville-sur-Mer. So they're just trying to prevent the wrap and the flank. The Axis are trying to prevent the flank fire from into the rears, and then the Allies could get a nice AT gun up to the top. Up to the north, you really can't expect too much from here. The Allies have a pretty good advantage unless they lose all their gunfights. But in this match, we're going to make the assumption that the gunfights are about even. So let's just get that off the board. But the Allies do get a truck over here to the building complex, and we'll see what happens. Up to the north, we have some bodies up there, but this will be just, once again, like a very minor part of the map. Potentially done. Everybody has made it to their destinations. And here we go. First, a battle around the church. This is the part over the course of the match southeast of church that the Allies tend to make their recap movement from. They got a lot of coverage down here in the orchards. They can set up their outposts behind the buildings, great airhead spots. Lots of good material here for the Allies to work with. Remember, if you're enjoying the stream, be sure to hit that like button if you could, please. But in this case, this match, the Allies weren't able to get as many bodies here to the opposite side of the hard cap as I would have expected. I thought they would have had a little bit more here, but maybe their trucks got delayed or something. I'm not 100% sure. Storms on forward. I mean, most of the time I do see a very good fight over Verville-sur-Mer. Very good split. But in this case, Legion, something happened. I'm not too sure. SPA, we're not going to go over every single minute of the match. We're going to cover the big things, or else this thing will be 3 hours long. A good split north to south. No pretty even split, but it's all okay. Post-cap situation. Very good north to south coverage here. We got plenty of spawns. Nice dispersed garrisons. 6 garrisons in the blue zone covering every single possible a little gap there. So fantastic coverage in the back line. The Allies off the opening, they got all their garrisons up too. Bomb points ready, and we'll see how this all develops. But everything looks great off. Very even off the opening. Update 20, which is where we have the mediums have been slightly nerfed. The Panther has been nerfed. AT players have 2 rockets. Commanders tend to have a lot of fuel ready to be converted. Tanks have smoke shells in this update. The SPA does not destroy outposts anymore. Pretty much just an infantry buster at this point. Half-tracks are much cheaper though too now. Got to remember that. Before they used to be 300 fuel, now they're 150. Jeeps used to be 80, now they're 30. With them being that cheap, you got to really think as a commander, like, how can I use these toys to offer our team maybe a little extra edge in the PC world? 150 fuel for a half track. 150. This little butterfly, the Revenant winning their gunfights outside of church. Legion forced back to the opposite side of the hedge. Very good to see. A lot of the matches that I've casted on Verville-sur-Mer, man, this area is just a constant back and forth. Revenant standpoint, really good to see them force them back out. About the 1 hour, 17-minute mark. Okay, Commander Faded dropping a bombing run to the east side on the road. He's going for the garrison. Legion has placed these garrisons a little bit farther back, though, most likely anticipating that. It's very common for commanders to drop them right here. So in this case, it's it's kind of a toss-up. Do you want to go for the garrison, which will most likely be replaced pretty quickly, or do you want to get some temporary reprieve for your frontline infantry and try to wipe this out? I mean, it can go back and forth. Really, it's kind of a coin flip in Hell Let Loose, in competitive Hell Let Loose, that is. Teams are just so responsive to replacing spawns now that, personally, unless I feel like I have a really good chance to help a push out with a bombing run, then I tend to save it. But I understand what Axis Commander is going for here. Everything else looks okay. We have very even splits north to south. Nobody has snuck through from either side. We have the SPA from the Allies right here. Jumbo 76 making its way from the south. Artillery battery, very good spread for the outposts. No critiques there. Everything looks really, really, really good from a map disbursement standpoint. Revenant's still doing a really good job of containing Legion here along the hedge. Okay, so here, this is where at the beginning of a match like this, depending on how aggressive you want to be, all commanders are different. You could try to drop an airhead down to the very far south of H8. On console, I tend to be a little bit more lenient when it comes to dropping airheads that are unprotected or not aiding an attack because they're so quiet. Here I mentioned the airhead on stream for the possibility back in H8. Although, I mean, if I was the Axis Commander in this case, I probably wouldn't, just because I know how good Legion is and I know that they'll probably be monitoring that area. Just not sure if that would have even worked out. Like I said, I mentioned it on stream, but I'm imagining that Love Squad there, they would have seen that in the sky. They were looking all around on top of the roof, we later found out. Most likely they would have saw it. For commanders with a little bit more risk appetite and don't really care about that 400 manpower too much off the beginning of the match, then yeah, I mean, they can give it a shot. But in a match where you're against a really good team and the line is just very tight, I really don't know where you pull bodies from. You could pull an SL here or there and see if you're able to get up a garrison or something, but it's very, very tight right now. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not 100% sure if that would have been my move. I don't think I would have, given how close everything was and the likelihood that Legion would have been able to spot and just wipe it out, and there goes 400 manpower. In the hold the ruined building. Very good play by Hans here, just holding out the ruined building. Knows he doesn't have any backup to try and push, so just looking to cover these open fields right here instead of jumping out, getting fried, and allowing the blueberries to gain all this ground. Good play by Hans. Lincoln holding out in the building. We got a bombing run coming in, and Legion still maintaining control over everything. We're about the 1 hour, 10-minute mark here. Lincoln holding out in the building. We got a bombing run coming in through the back line, going over that garrison. Very good bombing run mark there by the Legion commander. No garrisons over here to the west. Revenant opting to have a light back line, having this one southwest of Verville-sur-Mer. The team can be pretty confident here in this garrison setup. We have a very strong hold down here to the bottom. The OPs covering the open fields. That should be all set and ready to go. Watching for any backline shenanigans, of course, and anybody leaking on through down here to the border. So everything is covered, and I'm a big fan of, I think this is a very good garrison and OP network. These two were the right ones to remove, since you're going to want to play heavy south on Verville-sur-Mer as the axis, and then light north. So you keep these three garrisons as backup, allow infantry to spawn on those as necessary. Airhead up to the north. In some cases, you could pair the bombing run and airhead perfectly together, where the bombing run masks the sound of the airhead. I mean, like I said, the sound of the airhead on console is so freaking quiet that it can work. It really can. Legion looks like they're throwing a few extra into the sector, but let's see how this develops. Bombing run to the back. Takes out the garrison. Like I said, with garrisons and competitive Hell Let Loose, sometimes they have an impact, but when you don't have the ground, when you aren't really close to where the garrison got knocked out, then it'll be very temporary. We see we have Mahua's support ready to go. Corey's right there. Most likely we'll get up within the next 20 seconds. Down below, we had an explosion pan. Now, if you are pushing a point and you're really close and you take out the garrison, that's where you'll have a much greater payback, because everything is much more tense. Artillery, grenades going off, satchels, tanks rolling around. Greater chance of destroying those supplies and such. Panzer IV is on fire. That was just a truck, Airhead goes live right by the Panther. Didn't get noticed. Just coincidentally, it's going to be locked. Like I said, with the bombing runs, can mask the sound of the Airhead. And some people don't know. And this is a 2-person Panther, by the way, so they don't have a spotter to check on those things. Oh, hold on. The Panther's here. Airhead is right on the opposite side of the wall. Oh, the Panther's backing away. And the Airhead's going to go unlocked. Now, if I am a Legion, now here with the spawn timer, not too sure when it was unlocked and how much time was left off of that when the Panther moved off. But if I'm Legion, I am sending every available body to this Airhead. The front line is very stagnant. A breakthrough at this opening doesn't seem likely. And we have a narrow window of opportunity to get some bodies back here and just cause some ruckus. Oh my gosh. However, I don't know when it came unlocked and how much time was left before the spawn to come unlocked and yada, yada, yada. But if there's bodies on the redeploy screen, I am yelling, everybody who's on the redeploy screen, hold and see if that Airhead clears up. That's what I would be yelling right now. No, the console Airhead. No. We see a few bodies come in. And we'll be dismantling the Airhead. Frosty! Oh, shoots him. 105 left on the clock. Legion begins to gain a little bit of ground here. Front door, just a smidgen. We have Ghosted, Mashallah, and not too sure who this SL is, but we have another SL right there ready to go. 3 SLs times 6, 18 bodies. I Love Kitties, that's 4, 24 bodies. Potential to crash on in. Once they start establishing their more OPs. Now, if this was late in the game, maybe with 20 minutes left or something, I could see, if I was on Legion's side, calling for everybody up north to redeploy and go to those front door OPs. But right now, at the beginning, it's sort of the beginning of the game, 1 hour, 5 minutes left. From Legion's standpoint, you're just feeling things out. You're seeing how the map goes, how it flows and everything. Not really the time for that call just yet. Okay, another bombing run coming in the front line. Faded, obviously, getting a little bit worried about the front door push. We did have a Panzer IV that was able to sneak by to the south. I'm assuming, though, it was called out. Remember, when I'm streaming these games, I don't have access to command marks because most of the time I'm in a squad. All the squad leads roles are taken. We got the medium that's sneaking around. It did not get... Who farted is actually... Who farted? I found a very nice spot for the commander right out here on top of this roof. I'm going to use this spot in future matches if I find myself on Omaha Allies for sure. Oh, the 76! They stumbled upon. I love this play by Athens and Grunt just to take a... I mean, you have a little bit of lull in the fight. The front line looks solid. So there's some bonus time available. You could take the light recon tanks because they're so cheap, and drive it to the back line and see what you can get. I've seen some recon tanks being able to get into the back and wipe out 2, 3, 4 garrisons, multiple outposts until they were wiped. And who cares if they're taken out by a rocket? I mean, they're only 50 fuel, I believe. Super, super cheap. Why not do it? So I love the improvisation by tank crews. Got to run really good for... Okay, about 31 minutes into the match, everything is still dead even. No backline shenanigans to be had. If you're the Axis, though, I mean, I would contemplate dropping an Airhead up here into the top of H3 just to see if I can get something. I mean, you have plenty of fuel to convert if needed. This is early in the matchup, so you're not necessarily worried about having a lot of manpower yet for reinforce or something else. But H3 is an option to get an Airhead, or if you want to play super aggressive, of course, you could try to go for the H8. Once again, a lot of this is all about your risk appetite. But if I'm the Axis commander, this is where I would be thinking, okay, let me go for H3, see if we're able to at least get maybe a couple SLs off. One SL can head over to the I grid, lie low in a trench, and just play possum for 4 or 5 minutes. Move off, come down here. This backline for Win 70 is notoriously so exposed, and to get something going. So up here would be my go-to if I was the Axis commander right now. You have a really good feeling if you're the Axis saying, okay, hey, we've held the line. We've proved for these first 30 minutes that we've been able to maintain our gunfights. The KD can't be too shabby, or the kill differential can't be too great. I have a little bit of house money to play around with here. Not too much, but a little bit. And your tankers are obviously staying alive too, and they're all tucked away and everything. But by 31 minutes into the match, you should be like, okay, hey, we haven't had a condense. We've been able to hold this ground while playing map edge to map edge coverage. Because a lot of the times when you're up against a team with really good frags, you're not able, you have to condense. If you watch my Helios versus WTH match for the seasonal semifinals, quarterfinals, I forgot what it was. If you watch that, my Commander POV, we had to condense more and more and more because we were losing too many gunfights and the crossfire was too great. In this case, if I'm Revenant, I'm going, okay, hey, we were doing good. We're doing good. Let's see if we can play around a little bit here. Just a little bit in-depth thinking. Of course, I'm playing Monday morning Commander at the moment. I just want to help out teams ever I can. Bunker down here. Once again, line's extremely stable. Revenant gaining a little bit of ground to the east. Just a smidgen. Recon has been able to sneak back, get up their outpost. Surprised they're not going farther west, but maybe they will here in a little bit. I do like the amount of supplies that the Axis have. I mean, I don't know what the Allied supply situation looks like, but plenty around here for the Axis. Some depth here. You got OPs to the back. Blueberries pushing east. Yeah, line looks extremely solid. I mean, north to south, we have coverage everywhere. This is 51 minutes left or so. No critiques whatsoever. Once again, the options for the Airhead still exist just to get some SLs into the back line. Just to give it a little roll of the dice. Got plenty of fuel, 1270 fuel. Hopefully Faded was converting and just keep funneling things into munitions and manpower. You got your tanks in good positions. OP's nice and spread. Garrison network looks great. Recon, of course, are going to be a little bit of pain in the ass back here, but that's to be expected. Could potentially say, hey, can one person jump into a Puma or just roll around the back line and check things out? Could be a potential thing you could do, but hey, that's Recon. What are you gonna do? They could put their OP up here, and they would never be found. Now, for this play, there was something that was supposed to, I think, work out better here, but unfortunately, the P4, you're hunting for hit the hedge. Let us be. Oh, they hit the hedge. To Tony. When it comes to P4s and stuff working together, tanks working together, timing is everything. If you mess up on timing by a few seconds, it gives the enemy tankers time to react, turn around, AT to spawn in, whatever, and boom, there goes your window of opportunity. Oh, they were going for the Jumbo 76, but oh man, they're going into the alley. 46 minutes left to go, approaching halftime. Legion has been totally wiped out up here. Revenant feeling pretty confident, obviously, pushing out. They got still good OP coverage, watching over the open field. If I'm Revenant Commander, then I see all these infantry bodies up here. I'm feeling good. Even Recon OP was actually wiped over here into the back, so that's pretty impressive. I'm a little bit confused by why didn't the Recon find a nice, real safe spot over there to the back? Maybe they tried, they just kept losing the gunfights. I'm not too sure, but usually for Recon, you want to go deep to the back line. Legion starts to condense themselves here on the front. They're getting camp pressure, just pure sector right now. They have a few SLs getting a little bit closer. Revenant, though, is responding. They got really good ring forming here. Everything looks good. They even got the Panther coming around for a wide flank, looking to take the enemy tank crews by surprise somewhere. Not too sure if the communication got back, but we do have the two heavies for the Allies down here to the bottom. And I mean, they're a little bit into the backs. Not too sure if the SLs are able to get marks on them or not. But this Panther's swinging around. Completely clear. Nothing wide flank. Moving on to the 43-minute mark. Legion did get close over to the church, but Revenant forced them back out. And man, as the Axis commander, I'm feeling good. It can almost be intoxicating going up against such a good team and seeing how you were able to hold the ground, split your forces, push them out. I would be a little bit concerned about the south if I ran a recon plane and saw those tanks stacked out there. Be like, okay, what are they planning? What are they doing? A little bit concerned about this area here, but there's a lot of open ground. I mean, they got a couple blueberries to hold them back, and they should be communicating with their SL to make sure that, hey, everything's okay. We're holding them back down here. Overall, map situation looks extremely good. They do have 41 minutes left to go. Shadow has been back here on this roof the entire time. That's what you like to see from a defensive SL. Just up here, nice little bit of elevation, looking around, checking the skies. And this is what I like to do if I'm on defense as well. Just get into a very obvious spot. And if the enemy sneaks around, most of the time they can't resist shooting you. If they're trying to sneak by, they're going to shoot you. And that'll be your trigger. That'll be your warning. Be like, hey, they're back here. I need some help. Squash them. Boom, done. Shadow, run a recon plane, flare, whatever. Here in the hard cab. So kudos here to Shadow. Coming in right now. 40 minutes left. Over almost 50% capped here for Legion by pure sector, giving up all the north, pulling all those bodies down to the south. We saw Poopa Scoopa up there to the top. Now he's over here fighting in sector. And Legion finds themselves in a nice little spot. Now, if I am Legion and I see this and I go, well, we're not on the hard cap. Okay, is there any chance we can get close to hard cap? I mean, Hans Puffeldick, we have Meowington down here to the bottom. You could potentially do a quick call out to fill out these OPs. I don't know if they're full, but if they did have spots, this is where I would try to do a quick overload to make sure that we could take advantage of this as quickly as possible. If you have a bombing run, drop that. Artillery strike, drop that. Because you've caught Revenant by surprise here with the sector pressure, and now you have a little bit of an opportunity to really scare them. Revenant forced to bring a bunch of bodies back to the hard cap, giving up temporary map control. They still do have very good coverage. Down to the south, looking a little bit light, but we do have 2 tanks coming up to maybe fill that gap. Overall, though, not too bad because Legion had to have a lot of bodies in sector in order to make that happen. They, in turn, don't have anything over here outside of sector to take advantage of Revenant pulling their bodies back to the hard cap. It's kind of like a wash in a way. This one would go. Legion called in the Airhead, the commander called in the Airhead, who farted, put down there to the bottom after sensing, hey, they're pretty backed up on this. Obviously, as allied commander, you would have loved to see the armor crash the hard camp, but Verville Samara isn't really friendly to tanks around the circle. Not many good hiding spots for them unless you want to be super exposed to AT and such. But pretty much armor is going to be at a little bit of a stalemate here, waiting for each other to make the first move. Artillery battery the entire game so far has been just a solid back and forth. Not really much here to gain from either side. Just a really, I mean, I'd be curious to know what the stats were after the game as far as all these 1v1s. In control 35 minutes left to go. Revenant has recovered from that big push by Legion, forced him out south a little bit. So now Legion is back here in the building complex. To the north looks fine. OP coverage, garrison coverage. Blueberry's checking about. Nothing to worry about. Down to the south, they patched that up. Didn't let the SLs leak through down there. And Legion is pretty much back to their starting lines. About 31 minutes. We see a half-track attempt here from the Allies. Oh, he's right here. Oh, one rocket in. Fantastic response. Fantastic response from Dino coming in and knocking it out with a rocket. Oh. Now, whenever you have a Puma like this, if you're going to make a backline play, please try and get an SL or 2 in there. Please. The SLs can leave their OP wherever they are. If they're in a safe spot, they can redeploy, head to the bottom HQ, get in the Puma, ride it up to the front line, because you never know how far you're going to get with the Puma. I see way too many, or with the Greyhound, I see way too many missed opportunities with Pumas making it way farther than they thought they would, and they could have had some SLs with them to make a nice temporary big play at least. Because in these sort of games, you're waiting. You're trying to figure out ways to force the enemy to reset, pull bodies back, just really throw them off a little bit. Commander Faded has to be fueled. Down to about 27 minutes. Line is extremely solid still. I keep saying that, but it just is. Revenant, if I'm the Axis commander, I mean, it makes me feel like I'm playing, if I was playing ESPT or something, and we were able to hold all this. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is great. We're winning our gunfights. We're holding our ground. This is good. Time is ticking by real fast. We just got to maintain the big pushes and we'll be okay. I'm going to save my commander abilities for those big moments. Garrison network looks good too. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Could you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, could use maybe a couple more garrisons somewhere, but I understand the positions are tight right now, so we just got to focus on getting some up here maybe. Legion did plug this gap down here to the bottom just in case something did go wrong. Map, and he goes, they got room from the northern part, I think. Good. We got a good front line. Now, the one thing I did notice on this match was that I think the Axis spawned more extra tanks to do frontline shenanigans than the Allies did. On Deathface. This is what I'm talking about. You get a P4, just run it about, see if you can burn any OPs, force them to clutter up the comms just a little bit. Maybe you get lucky. Maybe you go on a little bit of a rampage. Rocket to the left. Some minor camp pressure on the circle from the sector. Key thing is never to overreact and just bring a few bodies back to test it, make sure it's okay. P-strike, 23 minutes left to go. One P-strike will be ready with 3 minutes. Map position, once again, very good. Down to the south, Allies trying to make some ground there, but being contained. South is Commander Faded driving a half-track over through the open field. I would have totally not have done that. But he took the the short way and was able to make it through, did not get spotted, not get rocketed. Legion, not any bodies, pretty much all in sector, and cuts across. I think I would have gone a little bit farther to the east and came on down and tried to finagle my way maybe around here a little bit. But hey, I mean, some commanders, once again, risk appetites are different. This could be a baller frontline counterflank. If Allies have one jumbo right over here. Well, the Jumbo 76 has no idea, rolls right on past, and now with this half-track, you have the golden opportunity to get some SLs here, put some OPs up into the back, and totally wipe Legion's front line. I wouldn't think that they would. Yeah, Jumbo's going to keep moving. Faded, moving away from the half-track. And there. However, I did not notice this on the stream at the time. Commander driving a half-track on the Allies, giving it another go at the top. Glide half-track. Oh my gosh. Berries come out. The 76 is right there, totally unawares. 2, 3, 4 SLs making their way back here. 16 minutes left to go. Half-track back here from the Axis. They pushed up, didn't get much. The north part, totally open. Legion didn't send any bodies, they didn't meet any contact. All those bodies up here were pulled over to the half-track, which left all that open. I did not check the map in time to see what exact route that the commander took for the Allies, but he was able to come around, sneak the half-track over here to the back of Airhead. This is a very tough analysis to make, because on one hand, you have the half-track here that was gold. No one can deny that that was an excellent opportunity to reflank the entire front line. Get a couple SLs here, spawn bomb, push them, shoot them right in the back, get these outposts, and then you're sitting pretty with 10 minutes left to go after a couple minutes skirmish up here. The Axis pulled everything from up here over down here. So this was all open. Just in my opinion, you always want to leave maybe just one probe, one person just provide overwatch, kind of like they're doing back here on defense or Win 70. Leave one person in that area just to get up on a roof, listen, especially with the latest update with Jeeps flying by. I've seen some nasty things with Jeeps in the past, but people skirt around off the border with Jeeps and everything. I would just leave one person in an area. I wouldn't send everybody, just leave one to listen, just to listen. They could be in the building. You're just listening for vehicles, tracks. I mean, honestly, just tell them to turn off most of their command comms, or at least turn them super low so they could turn the SFX super high. In this case, though, the Axis leave this entire area wide open, which left the room for the half-track down here. From Faded standpoint, or whoever, I'm assuming it was Faded who made the call, I understand you got that half-track to the back, so you send everybody up here. Because it's a very rare opportunity that you get that going. You have a good chance to wipe Legion's front line, like I mentioned before. It's such a close call. Also, incredibly bad luck. We have to remember that. There's an amount there that is a lot of bad luck. What are the chances that Faded gets a half-track up, and that exact time where he tells everybody to move from here down there, the Allied commander drives a half-track on over? There's a sprinkle of bad luck in there, and it's a really unfortunate situation. I think the lesson here, though, is that you always want to just try and leave one person. Now, I don't know when this blueberry was there exactly, but if anything, put down some mines. Try to just plant some mines on these roads. I guess if there's one takeaway here that anybody watching this can learn if you play for a competitive team, is to never leave, especially with this amount of time remaining. You know the enemy team's going to be busting out some shenanigans. Just leave one person in that area to make sure it isn't completely empty, because garrisons are going to ping. They may not. You never know which route the enemy's going to try and take. They may be sneaky. They may take a Jeep, go all the way around, and won't ping that, and then come around and do their things. But with Jeeps now, I would be paranoid to leave a map edge area blank or empty. Who farted? Roof farted, pulls his own half-track. Where's it at? It's up here to the north. It's right here. Who farted? I didn't even see that, buddy. I was so focused on Faded's half-track, but farted, pulls out his own one. He pulls one right out of his rump. Oh my gosh. Who farted? Activates the half-track, ready to go here right in the back of VSM. Who farted? Activates the half-track back here. Remember, with half-tracks, you don't have to worry about the 100-meter spawn lockout. If I'm Who farted, I am sending everybody to this thing. Everybody and their mother is coming on this half-track for this very rare opportunity. You've been grinding it out for 75 minutes. The line hasn't bent. You don't see a frontline breakthrough happening. This is our chance. We look at the map. Everybody's gone. Look at that. Just got a few raspberries out there. Everybody else, nowhere to be seen. Oh my gosh, this is about to get spicy. This is about to get real spicy. Who farted? Made the call. Everybody's here. Amazing. Fantastic discipline. The call went out. People answered. Fat, juicy spawn wave. Ready to rush into Verville-sur-Mer. Oh my gosh. Now, the only ding that I have against Legion here is that everybody went in the hard cap. Really not many people spread out. Pussycat did over here to the left. So that was good. I understand the rush to get into the circle. I totally get that. But try to keep a few on the perimeter so you guys aren't all squished in. Because think about it. If they get one satchel player on the outside of that church, that whole thing's gone. Or even, I mean, with two satchels especially. But one satchel, the whole thing's gone. Try to keep a few OPs on the edge and keep like just a good perimeter. Just a good perimeter screen. Pussycat over here to the left does do a good job with that. Legion in the back. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we see the people over here to the back. Okay, that's good. Okay, 50% cap mark. By this point, I'm pretty sure the full reset call went in. Everybody begins to turn around and circle back towards Verville-sur-Mer, see what's going on. Like, what is this? Let's see what happens. It's been set. Destroyed by Who Farted. Pulls her right out of his ass. And Who Farted calls in an airhead right here by church just to help out a little bit. Extremely protected spot, obviously. Sticks it up, faded. So. Revenant stacking the hard cap. They're trying to pull everybody back to get in here. Raspberries, though, are just way too much. Rave down below. Good callback. Plenty of blueberries coming back in. Can they get in there? Pass along to Tony, everyone. If they can win a few frags, it flickers. It flickers. Revenant. They have a little bit of a chance. Oh, God, it's so close. Revenant. They're holding it. Legion. Can't believe it. Good job by the P4 crew crashing into the hard cap. They know they can get satcheled. But by the time they place the satchel, they could buy the team 30 seconds. 30 seconds of cap weight. Panzer IV, crash in the circle. That's what you want to see out of your tank crews. Hey, we need you to just dive in and just do whatever. We just need cap weight right now. Iowa down the base. Revenant with the road spawn wave on the counterattack. Revenant doing a good job. Everybody pouring inside the circle. However, Legion is sending bodies over here to the left. Push on in from that end, and this is where Revenant spawn wave is coming from. But Revenant struck back. Baker's Airhead called in by Faded to help out as far as the defense goes. Okay, at this point, Revenant has pulled pretty much everybody back. We just have a few blueberries out of sector. I probably would have asked them to make sure that everybody needs to be inside sector at this point, as Legion is just pulling on the pressure. But maybe the communication didn't get out, or they just want to keep a few out on the perimeter just in case. I mean, it's not that many. We only have 1, 2, 3 maybe I would count as being truly out of sector. The other ones are looking like they're making their way there. So it's pretty close. Still probing, win 70. Legion keeping some bodies back there just in case. Oh my gosh. What a counter spawn wave. Right off that garrison to the east, man. That bombing run coming in on the southeast side. That saved it. At least for right now. Brumbard does get the Brumbard does lose it, but I mean, the Axis tanks made a great play here. They crashed on in to get some cap weight, and they helped out the team big time. Droid Panzer IV still in the hard cap. What? That is legitimately the closest save I have ever seen on stream. That is a crazy turn of emotions. Oh my gosh. Bobby Run coming in over here. Bobby Run coming in. 11 minutes, 30 seconds left. Revenant needs to just stack by. Have they found the half track yet? They did find the half track. Half track's gone. Here, 11 minutes, 30 seconds left. I think a lot of people are still on the redeploy screen. We have a few people out of, we don't even have that many. Everybody is pretty much in sector trying to fight for this. Artillery strikes coming into the background for Faded. Don't know what the cooldown is on the rest of the abilities, but yeah, if I'm the Axis commander, I'm throwing everything and anything at the backline. I think the artillery strike actually got the half track. Tanks coming over back here to support. Another tank coming out of mid HQ. Everything is around this. Legion does send bodies over here to the east and to get some more pressure here. And everything is so close right now. There's command chats, no doubt, super chaotic. And you just, if I'm watching this as commander, I'm just going, okay, just do what you can to win your gunfights. That's all you could hope for. There's really no additional call-outs or reorganization you can make at this point. It comes down to people pushing back in, maintaining their calm, and trying to win those gunfights. Overall, though, Blueberry's coming back to the circle. They're trying. Panzer IV gets destroyed, which is big. That was holding him off and splashing around and taking out a good chunk. I don't think it's enough, though. Legion to take out that garrison up there. Oh, and Legion comes away with a 3-2. Oh. Legion caps it. Oh my gosh. A massive backline spawn, redirected back to the front door with a nice vice effect, squashed out Revenant here in the hard cap, and that was that for this one. Now Revenant, obviously, command chat's wild. You got to focus on the reset, see where everybody's at, where we need garrisons. The most important thing to remember after a big point loss like that is to first clear command comms and assign very direct orders to people. It's tough. Losing a point like that is so tough, especially after you held your ground for 80 minutes, 75 minutes essentially. Here I'm saying, okay, let's get our garrisons back up. Gary's garrisons. Jig squad, head up to the north. House squad, get a garrison up there. Head over to the west, get one in D3. Just let's max out garrisons as soon as possible. The call for anybody to go back to defense on orchards probably didn't go out because of how everything was so close on Fairville-Samare. I'll be honest, I probably wouldn't have made the call either on Orchard for anybody to go back to Orchards. It was literally neck and neck on VSM. Legion start to get everything taken care of. They're getting their OPs moved about, garrisons established on their end, and that's their first thing. After, chaotic cap like that, you're like, okay, everybody calm down, relax, let's stabilize the position, figure out where they're still at. He's coming back to the hard cap to help. Sitting at 405 munitions, 40 manpower, and 640 fuel. Sitting at about 8.5 minutes left. Got to get these garrisons up here to the north just to, once again, have options. You want to have many options available as you can. You got to remember that the enemy is going to be in a little bit of chaos too. They're trying to figure things out. They're trying to see, okay, after all the dust settles, what do we need to do? Terror Squad does a really good job of staying alive down to the south after getting wiped from the hard cap. And they will be an absolute thorn in Revenant's side because Revenant wants to commit to the all-in for Fairville-Samare. Time is ticking, and they want to show, they don't want to have anything on defense except maybe one person. Terror, shout out to Terror, going down to the bottom after that initial harassment over there in Orchards, living to see another day. Now with about 6 minutes and 30 seconds left to go, line is restabilized. Once again, Terror doing a good job staying alive. Would have liked Terror to get a garrison double support swap down here, just to increase the lethality of the potential for something in C8. Got a garrison right there. We still would have liked to see one up to the very top, but we do have something over here in D3, D4. A little late on the garrisons, but hey, I get it. You're trying to reorganize everything and get everybody in position. Line looks reestablished. They're pushing out to the east to get control of artillery battery. Front door looks okay. They're winning their gunfights, pushing Legion back a little bit. Because you got to remember, they pretty much did go toe for toe with Legion for the first 75 minutes, like I've already mentioned. Here we're sitting at 900 fuel. This is one of those things where on your roster, you always want to make sure you have emergency tankers ready to go. Spawn whatever extra tanks that you can, even if it's just a solo. Luke's, Puma, Panzer IV, whatever. I would love for the game-ending situations to always have 6 tank crews ready to go. Even if it's just 3 full tank crews and 3 solos. Just to rush everything towards the front line, drive around, burn outposts, and you want to maximize chaos. That's your goal. Right now we have a P4 sitting in the middle HQ. We're going to see if they do anything with that. We're going to ding Tear for not... They did not get up a garrison. My ding on Tear for not getting up a garrison down there. Okay, 3 minutes, 50 seconds left to go. Obviously, as the commander, you're just using everything now. 960 fuel still able to be used. Always emergency tankers, people. Emergency tankers. Put that on your roster. 3, 4 people emergency tankers. Charlie squad up here to the north. Pretty much everybody inside of sector. We got one defensive squad just helping handle with orchards. Momentum here, front door, shoving everything on forward. P-strike called over here to the back. Nobody home for the P-strike. One tank does get destroyed. I think it was for the garrison. Destroyed. But at this point, you got to remember that the commander is really going off of any sort of mark. Like, okay, hey, I'll drop it. You know, screw it. I'll drop it. I do that all the time. Just for off a wing and a prayer. Oh, it was going for... Legion desperate for garrisons. This is a hallmark sign of desperation right there, just to get anything up. A garrison wide open in the field. Mamma mia. Okay, Revenant trying to push on forward here, throwing... Everything is pretty much committed to the attack. This is where teams always got to be careful, though, of the wrap. Try to at least... I know it's tough. It really is, but try to at least keep 1 or 2 blueberries just as a screen over here to the rears, just to make sure the enemy isn't able to just come on around and get all your spawn points. Everything. Panzer IV was used coming up from the middle. We also have the SPA. 860 fuel, though, still out there. But we have the tank down to the bottom, I believe. God, the wipes. I mean, there's nothing really here you can critique. This just comes down to gunfight versus gunfight. Everybody's sweaty. It's late in the night. You're duking it out back and forth. I mean, this is just chaos at this point. 80s. Oh, tank gets wiped for a Revenant over there. Okay, and that's it. I mean, extremely good game. If Legion doesn't get that backline half track, I honestly don't see them winning. I just don't. Given the first 75 minutes of the match, I just don't see it, man. Revenant was gaining ground. They were, if we go back and look at map situation, right, pretty much before the half track play, Lion was looking solid, pretty much like it was the entire game, winning their gunfights, getting pushed back a little bit, pushing right back out. I mean, it just looks... I don't see anything here for Legion that would have told me that, okay, yeah, they're going to pull out the victory. So if I was a betting man here, I would have put my money on Revenant to come out here with the dub. This was an extremely good game. They proved that they can go toe-to-toe with Legion, and it just incredible amount of bad luck up here to the north, along with leaving it totally empty. I don't know. I probably would have, like I said, left one person up there to the top just to watch, just like the defensive SL was doing back here. Because even though there's nothing up there, you just want to, with Jeeps, half tracks, you just don't know, man. Players will go out of bounds for like 20 seconds, 30, almost 25 seconds to get on over. Do some crazy things. I guess the takeaways are just don't leave a place completely wide open. Try to take advantage of deep counterflank airheads for maybe a quicker jump on the enemy. We saw this one up here in H3. Revenant had a decent amount of time to. Depending on your risk appetite, you could go one down here and see if that works. Load up SLs with recon tanks. Chances down at the bottom. Perhaps a chance up to the north to drive around, drop them off, have them go down on the beach. The beach is so hard to detect anything, and you can lie low for a while to sneak on down for backline shenanigans too. Yeah, that will be it for this one, everybody. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Have a good one, buddy.